This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Back to pass, it's Morgan. The short hands, it's McLaughlin. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. And the pass is incomplete, but it might not matter. Flag is down, and it looked as if the defense was roughing up that receiver. The Red Raiders will have it 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. On target over the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Defenses have their hands full with him. They just give up a big pass there for a 1st down, but it's not just the arm you got to worry about, it's his legs too. This guy's top 10 in the nation, total touchdown score.
There he goes. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. And the Red Raiders moving quickly to the line. Might as well give it to him again. Tough run gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Here's a quick throw out to the left. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
And man, this guy's shown you the whole gamut, the whole arsenal. Like, he can run, he can throw, he can handle the moment, he can handle pressure. I'm interested to see how he finishes this season. He's already in the top 10 in total touchdowns, rushing and passing. Had a phenomenal year. Now is the time late in the season when you can go win those individual awards.
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They are a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped them out this year down in the red zone.
These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw, it's Morgan. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. And there was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they made a statement.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Steps away. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Man, that's not the attempt you wanted to start the game. First pass of the game, interception. Man, just this is where you go over the sidelines. You have a good talk with your coach. You settle down. It's not the end of the world. It's one pass, but that is not the start he had in mind today.
Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43.
This guy's in the Heisman picture because his stats are just ridiculous, and he threw for over 300 yards last game out. He's putting up another monster game here today, guys.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, it's Morgan. Shoots it to the left. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the catch. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down.
And this offense is built around this dude. I mean, he is sensational. He's been so fun to watch, like play, pitch, and catch, spread the ball around, complete and total command of the offense, and that's why he's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's got a real chance to go to New York and try to win that Heisman Trophy.
Here comes the heat. Oh, he makes the catch. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Got a man. Turning it on. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
If you're going to be a quarterback in the Heisman race, you've got to win games and you got to put up big numbers, and that's exactly what this guy has done all season long. Top 10 in the nation in passing yardage, and he's the biggest reason why they've been winning.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Wide receiver going in motion. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. He's got it and still on his feet. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Big-time stakes as we approach the end of the season. Bowl positioning, playoff spots, all on the table, but only if you find a way to win. Welcome to Sooner Nation and Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Texas Tech Red Raiders, taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Kick it away to start. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Nothing says my offense stinks like punting on first down. Stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. This crowd bringing the energy and noise for it. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Back to throw, it's Morgan. It's caught. Flying down the left side. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Red Raiders!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. On first down, but why? A low line drive and short kick. He couldn't find much running room there, didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. No one in the vicinity as he makes the grab.
Well, late in the year, this guy is square in the middle of the Heisman Trophy discussion because of his performance. He throws a nice completion there for a first down, but it's been week in, week out. Big moments. He's led this team to a ton of wins. He is their best player.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly complete. Breaks into the open. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
And an early completion for this dude, but you'll see a lot of that. I mean, he's been unreal this season. Like spreading the football around, multiple guys. Every game you look up, he's putting up huge numbers. This offense is built around his ability to throw the football, and that's why he's one of the best in all of college football.
Back to throw, it's Morgan. He caught it. And he was thinking 6, but that D knocks him down at the 2.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it's still a positive game.
They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. And the Red Raiders want to crank the tempo. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders!
And I I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. He just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's recap that Big 12 matchup that just went final moments ago. Florida State took care of business and left little doubt in doing so. Kind of felt like how that 2013 Seminoles team led by Jameis Winston, Devontae Freeman, and Kelvin Benjamin would just steamroll teams. Big 12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. Moving away from pressure. They wrap him up. He tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's stopped in the backfield. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack.
Talking to the coaches before the game, they wanted to start fast. This offense, man, not only have you not put anything together, the defense hasn't either. This game has gotten away from them early. They need to do a better job of protecting their quarterback.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Complete to the right. He goes to the ground, but not before a big pickup and a first down.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Caught in the backfield, it's Mayo. Dragged down at the 46 after a pickup of 5 and the first down.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
The pull and throw off the RPO. Oh, he's got some space. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Listen, you can't make every play, you can't cover everybody, but it's really nice when you get the bonus of swatting the ball down and making sure that quarterback doesn't get a completion and doesn't get a big play.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Motion from the wideout. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20. The Sooners in the hurry-up. They'll try to get the first through the air. Finds his big tight end. Picks up enough to give them first and 10 from the 11. Not much of a secret who they were looking to, but doing something about it is a major problem.
It's so hard to stop on these 3rd downs. You think about it, he could block, and then he can go deep. He can release, intermediate. The tight ends are so valuable in today's football, and especially in the red area. They find him, and they get the first down.
The Sooners will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. He wants it all. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Sooners.
Man, really nice job attacking the middle of the field. You see those safeties, man, I want to split them. He splits it right down the middle, throws that post, right on the numbers, catches the ball in the end zone. Touchdown.
And after the extra point, they cut the lead at half, down 14-7. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. This drive will come from their own 17. Scanning the field, it's Morgan. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. And they can't make the connection.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be.
Kickoff! What a play to set him up! Touchdown! Oklahoma! This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. To the ground with the back. There he goes!
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Caught near the sticks. It's Logan. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Man, this guy's closing in quickly on 100 yards receiving. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. We knew he was going to be a big part of the game plan and the strategy, but every time they've looked his way, he's been making a big play, and that's something the defense, they have to be aware of moving forward.
He's open on the right. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good game there.
And he shows you the arm right there, but I tell you what, I've been impressed with this young man and his ability to do both. Rush, throw, lead a team, put up huge numbers in the top 10 in total TDs running and passing. And this dude very much in the Heisman race. He's had a great season. He can do a little bit of everything.
This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. Back to pass, it's Morgan. Grab near the marker, it's Logan. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
And this guy has been putting up huge video game-type stat numbers each and every week. Threw for over 300 yards last week. He's putting up another monster game today. Late in the year when you know Heisman voters are watching, this guy wants to bring the Heisman Trophy home.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Deep shot for the end zone. Looking for the goal line. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. The snap sets up the throw. Touchdown, Red Raiders! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature, and you find them, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. That's the end of the period, and it's Texas Tech holding the lead. That was about as exciting a first quarter as you could possibly have. Numbers are impressive as we look at the stats. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. they'll go back to work. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Leaves it with the running back. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29. And the Sooners want to move quickly. Making side adjustments here. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Fires on the move. Wide open downfield. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. Good timing on the quick out. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, that's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z. So these are big for the resume.
Might be changing the route. They'll try to run for it. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Catch in the end zone. Touchdown Sooners.
Now this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. Tulane is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in New Orleans for some time. They're up 14 over Purdue. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Back to throw, it's Morgan. Firing to the right, complete. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
Throws a nice completion there for a first down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's in the discussion to win the Heisman Trophy.
Wants to go up top on first down. He's moving out of the pocket. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Now on the move. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
Catch is made at the 15. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. He wants to change this route. He wants to start this drive with a pass. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to pass. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete. He threw that one up for grabs and into traffic. Fortunate to get it back.
And that's why these guys played defense. If that were an offensive player or receiver, that would have easily have been a catch. Come on, man. You've got to catch that and make that a pick.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. That's reeled in. It's Darnold. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that.
Wants to throw again. Got it in the middle. It's Darnold. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Mayo. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. They'll immediately call timeout. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
They couldn't make the connection on 2nd down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. The Sooners line up to punt it away. Books it all the way in and now turns his attention upfield. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Looking to throw, it's Morgan. Bought a little time, lets it go. Finds his tight end. He's across the 30 and out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
The Red Raiders in a good spot here with second and short. Wants to go up top. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
And you really want your best player to be your quarterback, to be your leader. And he's been that all year long. Dude, he's in the top 10 passing in all of college football, and he's leading this team very much in the Heisman race. And guess what? Got a chance to end the year strong, make a statement, and go out and be maybe the best player in all of college football.
They pick up the first down. They'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here. To the air on first down. Quick strike complete. Turning it on. How about this freshman leading them on the chase and making the big play after the catch? Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They want to throw it. Line out trying to get it in. Touchdown, Red Raiders. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Leaves it with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Running it to the right. And they'll just play it safe with the run right back to the line of scrimmage, and we are at halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Sooners will kick it off to start the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. I can't say I've seen this strategy before, but they're showing punt on first down. And they'll mark this one at the 20-yard line. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. RPO complete to open the drive. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered to pick up the first. To the air on second down. Might be looking to run. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
Well, that defender just was better in his one-on-one on the pass rush. He does a great job beating the offensive lineman to get to the QB.
Might be calling a hot route. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And he fired a bullet in, but it's incomplete.
I want to give a shout-out to the defense there on third down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on third down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and make.
Oh, right through his fingers, he muffed it. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. The give to the back. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Here's the thing. Not a great run, but the offense has scored a ton of points. They haven't necessarily needed to have a strong running game in this one. Their quarterback right now is just playing lights out, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'd get back to throwing the ball.
Working on the right. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one.
And how about the year he's put together? I mean, he is in the top 10 in passing in college football, obviously. And obviously, they're talking about him for the Heisman. But just a guy you've been able to trust, a dynamic passer, throwing the football all over the yard. This team has been built on him, and he's had an unbelievable season.
He's got the tight end. Stopped at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal.
Well, this guy has shown up time and time again for his football team. Top 10 statistically in passing yardage this year, but it's been in big games, in big moments where he's really shined, and that's why this guy's in contention to win the Heisman Trophy.
Using the quick game, and the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Punch it out of the air. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
Nice job by the defense, forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
3rd and goal, and let's see if they can even operate. Touchdown, Red Raiders. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Jumped the gun just a bit, and we've got a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Back to pass. Safe completion on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed. And the Sooners come to the line in the hurry-up. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. They bring the punter onto the field now. He's getting plenty of work. 4th time we've seen this guy punt it today. He shanked it. They were hoping for a little more, but it could have been worse if the punt goes out of bounds, and they'll put it in play around the 45-yard line. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. They'll keep it on the ground to the right. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
You know, outbreaking routes can make some play callers nervous, but not this guy. When you have a quarterback that throws it on time and puts it out in front of his receiver like that, as a coordinator and play caller, you can call that route all day.
And the Red Raiders can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Now the play fake. Quarterback moving. Fires on the move. Trying to find the end zone. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
I want to make sure I know where the playmakers are. And I can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me. Good job being aware that they can throw the ball to the running back, closing space and getting that fast dude on the ground.
They'll try the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Red Raiders. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Makes the grab. It's Darnold. Works his way out to the 33-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. They've done a really good job creating the matchups they want out of the slot.
Yeah, dude, get that guy matched up on a linebacker. That guy matched up on a safety. Keep him away from the corners by putting him in the slot. Get him the football. Let him make plays.
He's got him. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain. The Sooners want to pick up the tempo. Running back searching for a hole. Plows through the defense. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. Brings into the open. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down. The Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a 1st down. Oh, and here they go again. 1st down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Well, it's an unfortunate drop by the tight end there, and he's a guy they just have not been able to get him involved in this football game. We're here in the second half, and this guy still doesn't have a catch.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Quick handoff. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The give to the back. Running to Green. They make the tackle at the 36, but they're in plus territory now with the 15-yard pickup.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They think there's room to run to the right here. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One final quarter to play, and a W in the win column at stake as we open the fourth. So the final period starts with a second down play. Wide receiver comes in motion. Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. He's got his man, makes the grab. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
Yeah, and when you put him in the slot, Reese, he's closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility of the guy in that slot position.
Looking for a man, it's Morgan. Fires to the wideout. Touchdown, Red Raiders! And they take it in for 6 more points. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the fourth, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the American. Tulane has the lead right now, but they just haven't been able to separate themselves yet inside Yulman Stadium. They're up by 11 over Purdue. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Gets it out fast. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
Got a man in the middle. And he's brought down after a nice game. Really good patience and recognition. And how about the tight end just finding a hole and settling and waiting until the quarterback saw it?
And the play completely changes. Once my QB gets outside the pocket, I got to see it, and I got to start working towards him, or if I'm near him, working away. Nice job being on the same page, getting the first down.
That's caught. It's Darnold. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Unleashes one. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the intercept.
Oh, he's got some space. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
Well, this offense is going to try and grind their way to a win now, and they're going to start force-feeding this guy the football, too. He's made a few plays earlier in this game, but now in the fourth quarter, it's about force-feeding him, getting some push up front, and just icing this thing.
To throw, it's Morgan. Looking down the middle. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
They'll go back to the air on second down. Right on the money. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Red Raiders racing to the line in the hurry-up. He'll throw on third down. Finds a man on the right. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the fourth quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
This is a designed run. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the designed quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
Looks as if he's going to run it. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Still some work to do here on third and goal from the 3. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. A strike downfield. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together and maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
Looking to throw on first down. Got the quick pass. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback get going the other direction.
And the Sooners with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. He wants to throw it again. Moves around to clear up the vision. Trying to make magic with his feet. Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds, and no gain on the play.
And absolutely nothing doing there on the quarterback run. Defense takes all the gaps away. They use their speed to force him to the sidelines. He didn't even gain any yards, guys, before going out of bounds.
That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. Looking to throw for it. Grab behind the line. It's Darnold. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it, first and goal. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Wants to adjust the pattern. Snap in the shotgun. Scrambling away. Looking to get it in. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. They still do count it for 6.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. Looking for a man. It's Morgan. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go?
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
On first down from their own 22. They'll give it to him again. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. And the Red Raiders headed quickly to the line.
Brings up 2nd down.
Grab near the sticks. It's Logan. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. The Red Raiders come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking for a crease. It's McLaughlin. Turns it on at midfield. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. To the ground. He's got it again. And after the short gain, that is going to put this one in the books. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little...